Antarctica is the most mysterious continent on our planet. Its area is so huge and climatic conditions are so difficult that this place is still little studied and hides many mysteries for 200 years. Scientists, travelers explore the mysterious Antarctica, and during this time they have learned a lot about the mysterious continent. In this video, I will tell you about 10 incredible finds discovered in Antarctica. Giant hole in Antarctica. In 2017, researchers found something strange on satellite images of Antarctica. It turned out to be a huge hole in the glacier, and to understand how huge it is, just imagine the 3 islands of Hawaii combined. That was the area of the hole found, and this is not the first time in history when scientists managed to find a huge piece of open water on all sides surrounded by a glacier. Difficult weather conditions in Antarctica make it almost impossible to study such unknown holes. Scientists do not fully understand the reason for the formation of such a mysterious phenomenon. Mystery lends this fact that climate change, in the opinion of researchers, it is unlikely to have anything to do with the formation of giant holes in the glacier. Ancient meteorites. Due to the very cold and dry climate in Antarctica, perfectly preserved meteorites that fell on the territory millions of years ago. In addition, they are easier to detect as they stand out against the snowy landscape. Over the past 50 years, scientists have found more than 40,000 meteorites on the territory of Antarctica, and this is despite the fact that studied only a small part of such a huge continent. The number of meteorites and poor study makes many people believe that it is still possible to find flying saucers or traces of extraterrestrial life on the territory of Antarctica. Evidence for the existence of UFOs. This one hit the news in mid-2018, described by some as a buried UFO. A line of objects in the left-hand picture is about 1,400 meters long. Another sighting of a crashed UFO, it's that little dark streak at about 45 degrees in the middle of the picture that is the object in question. Next up is a rockfall on the sub-Antarctic island of South Georgia, which some imagine might be a crashed UFO. Blood falls. In the McMurdo Dry Valley, a bright crimson, 5-story waterfall pours out of Taylor Glacier into Lake Bonny. It looks like a gush of blood from a wound in the ice, but scientists have recently discovered the cause behind this mysterious phenomenon. The water that feeds blood falls was once a salty lake that is now cut off from the atmosphere due to the formation of glaciers on top of the lake. The water is preserved 400 meters underground and has become even saltier over time. It's now 3 times. The salt water is also extremely rich in iron and completely devoid of oxygen and sunlight. As the iron-rich water seeps through a fissure in the glacier and comes into contact with the air, the iron oxidizes and rusts, staining the water a dark red color. This eerie sight is only accessible by helicopter or cruise ships visiting the Ross Sea. Deep Lake is an inland lake in East Antarctica that has fascinated scientists for years. The lake sits 55 meters below sea level, with water salinity increasing as it gets deeper. Its salty waters are comparable to the Dead Sea and are 10 times saltier than the ocean. This means the water does not freeze, despite temperatures reaching -20 OC at its deepest point. The lake is practically inhabitable, with one of the least productive, yet most remarkable ecosystems in the world. Scientists have found 4 microbe species living in the waters, although it's dangerous for most other animals. Some penguins have been spotted swimming the waters, but they can easily die as the lake is much colder than the ocean. Ancient fossils and rainforests. Antarctica is an ancient land that has undergone some incredible transformations over millions of years. Before it became a frozen desert after the Ice Age, Antarctica was actually a warm region with rainforests and possibly even civilizations. The theory developed from the discovery of fossilized wood, signs of tropical trees, and leaf impressions that show the existence of rainforests in Antarctica. Scientists have also found a ton of fossils from marine animals, birds, and dinosaurs from the Cretaceous period. Among the smaller species, they've uncovered the fossilized forewings of a beetle species that lived between 14 and 20 million years ago in a warmer climate, and tiny single-celled fossils that have been a great source of debate among scientists. They've also found 50-million-year-old sperm cells on the egg case of a long-extinct species of worm, an extraordinary discovery that scientists hope will lead to new evolutionary information. Gamburtsev mountain range. Antarctica holds many secrets beneath its vast ice sheets, even a massive mountain range. Hidden below a 2,000 to 4,000 kilometer thick sheet of ice are the Gamburtsev Mountains. They stretch for 1,200 kilometers and rise to 3,000 meters, a third of the height of Mount Everest. The mountains were named after Soviet geophysicist Grigory A. Gamburtsev after they were discovered in 1958 by Russian scientists. The scientists were traveling across Antarctica when they encountered a thin spread of ice and recorded abnormal gravity fluctuations, revealing the incredible wonder below. Although we've never seen the mountains, scientists use radars to see the physical features of the mountains, while gravitational and magnetic readings allow them to study the mountains all the way to their base. The Gamburtsevs have long baffled scientists as to how they were formed and why they still exist. As the mountains are around 1 billion years old, they should have eroded away with the geological passing of time. There are many theories about how they are still standing, predominantly that there may be a frozen mantle protecting the mountains from erosion. Mount Erebus. Despite the freezing conditions, Antarctica is home to a number of volcanoes. There are 4 volcanoes on Ross Island, although all are inactive except Mount Erebus, which has actually increased in volcanic activity in the last 30 years. Mount Erebus is an extreme natural wonder with liquid magma and ancient lava lakes that have been boiling for around 1.3 million years. It's the world's southernmost active volcano and Antarctica's second highest volcano, towering to 3,800 meters high. Scientists cannot often visit Mount Erebus due to the remote location and dangerous weather conditions. Although a team of scientists managed to climb the volcano in 2013, they hiked through snow, rocks, and glaciers to the peak, where they found organisms living in the heat of the volcano. They also discovered a number of ice caves with thriving microorganisms in the soil, and it is believed that these extreme creatures are some of the most unique in the world. The Pyramid of Antarctica. Despite the continent being covered in snow and ice and having no permanent human population, social media users are convinced a mysterious triangular structure can be seen from satellite images. The huge pyramid-shaped mass was spotted in satellite images taken over the southern part of Antarctica's Ellsworth mountain range. Dr. Mitch Darcy, geologist at the German Research Center for Geosciences in Potsdam, told IFL Science, "The peaks are clearly composed of rock, and it's a coincidence that this particular peak has that shape. It's not a complicated shape, so it's not a special coincidence." McMurdo Dry Valleys. The thought of a desert usually conjures up images of hot sandy plains, yet Antarctica is the largest desert in the world. It's incredibly dry and windy, with as little as 50 millimeters of rain annually, while 99% of the continent is covered in ice. In the remaining 1%, you'll find the McMurdo Dry Valleys, where massive sand dunes reach up to 70 meters high and 200 meters wide. Although you can't go sandboarding down these dunes, they are an incredibly important site for researchers. The dry valleys have a similar climate to Mars, and scientists believe the region could hold the secrets to life on other planets. However, the dunes are moving at an alarming rate, migrating at an average of 1.5 meters per year. Scientists believe this is caused by climate change. As the atmosphere heats up, the ice melts and the dunes slip away. They are currently working quickly to unlock the mysteries of the dunes before they are gone forever.